So real quick, out here in London, I'm not sure how good that angle can get, the bridge in the back. I was on a walk, just sitting here thinking about a couple things. And first of all, different to the men. We got to make more time to do the small things, the things that give life sort of meaning. I saw someone online, someone wrote that men really experience the world through women. And that's a good point, because left alone, we're gonna do what we have to, the actual factuals. But that stuff that starts to color in life, a lot of times that comes from the opposite sex. It comes from women. That's their purview. So let's not be so quick to dismiss what a woman can really bring to your life. But personally, I like views, so I'm out here. But I also like to work. So let's see if we can marry the two together. But like I said, of course, tap in, comment, subscribe, doing the thing. Whether or not we're on business trips, we're still working. And we're treated like a business, put in the real effort, and we see some growth out of that. Like we talked about discipline. But I want to talk about action and provision. And just a quick couple of thoughts, and later on when I got more time to get some food in me, maybe a drink or two, can expand on some certain things. But one of the things that we hear a lot as men is that we're not protectors, we're not providers. And providers, I think that's been dumbed down to just the financial sense. Hair, nails, just the upkeep, maintenance upkeep. But provision, more than just that. I think primarily it's supposed to be a safe haven, a home, a place where you can feel safe, where you can let down your burden. But it's also, there's an emotional aspect of that protection, where you gotta give for men, and I'm a firm believer of this, instead of us trying to logic women to death to get them to see things how we see them, sometimes it's better just to provide a safer space, like say like a dome, a spear, protection. In here, you get to be as neurotic as you need to be. I like bowling. Think about it like that. You put up the guardrails, right? And within those guardrails, you can be as neurotic as you need to be, right? This is a protection provided. It's within the home. Wherever I am and you are, that's the home. You get a chance just to relax, to be you, to be safe, right? You don't have to be as logical. You don't have to be as thought out. This is where you can exist, right? Now, in terms of sometimes protection is also, I think it's preventative, right? I think real protection is often preventative, right? Like today, law enforcement is all reactionary. Something happens, an inciting action, and then you have the response. But real safety comes in prevention, right? An ounce of prevention is worth more than a pound of cure, right? For those of us, since soldiers still don't adhere to the metric system. So if whoever you deem your leader, your person that's supposed to protect and provide for you, they're like, hey, don't go here, don't do this, and they got actual reasons and not rooted in some sort of insecurity, it would probably behoove you to say, oh, you may have a point here. This may be a safety thing. And if I could prevent that from happening, I've protected you. I know it's a harder concept to sometimes accept, because it feels as if someone is telling you what you can't do in life, where I think the opposite really is true. I'm just trying to make sure that whatever you've got going on, you're safe in that context. I don't want to limit or put your life in some sort of confines, but I just want you to be safe. So we see a lot of that, a lot of people railing against that very idea, that very concept, because society today has told people you can do anything you want without any real limitations. Nothing goes bad, right? We never sit back and tell people, what does the very end look like, right? What happens when you've made certain choices and you've gotten pigeonholed, or you find yourself in a dead end? And no amount of protection at that point is going to be able to save you, like say when the long arm of the law gets involved. When other people start butting into the home, it's no longer a home, right? And that butting in is not sometimes just cheating, like someone else is coming in. Sometimes it's just influence of your friends. Sometimes it's influence of social media that gets in your head and starts ruining that sphere of protection. So I think if we took time to try and redefine what these things mean, we might have a better shot at better outcomes. I would suggest that whomever you're with, you first have those conversations. What does it look like? What does protection and provision mean for him, right? How can you ease the sort of gateway, ease the road, the tracks to make that happen? I know it's difficult when you've had to be independent most of your life. Of course, I'm speaking to the women here. You had to be independent most of your life and you've done everything on your own. It's hard to imagine someone else coming in and giving up those reins. And truthfully, that's vulnerability, right? That's what it comes down to. That's just pure vulnerability. And it's a hard thing for us to give into, to understand. But let me know what you think. As always, like, comment, subscribe.